Hey, what's happening everyone? SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and in today's video I'm here to give you guys a minor update on the channel, and at the same time I wanted to get to basically share with you guys my buyer's guide, some of the items of which I'll be picking up between this upcoming Tuesday all the way to about mid-November, because that's basically where I planned out thus far. So the first thing again is that I want to kind of give you guys just a quick minor channel update, kind of let you guys know what reviews are coming out. The first one is that I do have a 2-in-1 review coming out tomorrow, which is for the products that was given to me courtesy of the one company known as 1x1. The reason why I waited a little bit longer is because I was testing out the light, which I currently have back there. It's actually not turned on at the moment because my camera doesn't pick it up too well. But I've been basically testing that out throughout the night and, trying to get an idea in terms of battery life and so forth. That thing actually lasts for quite a long time depending on what setting you're running it on. So I was actually pretty surprised about that. And of course, let us not forget the Bluetooth foldable keyboard, which this thing is awesome. I've been actually using that to send a lot of messages through my PlayStation 4, so I don't have to plug anything, because I was looking for raid groups and stuff like that for Destiny. So overall, this is also a very nice product as well. But again, the full review will be out sometime tomorrow. I don't have a precise time, just whenever I get the chance to make it, or when the weather cools down a little bit, such as the temperatures in my room. And besides that, I also have some more products coming in to review. This is actually going to be sent to me from a game company known as Game DS. I think that's how it's pronounced. But they've actually sent a product to me before, which was a 7.1 headset. And what I like about this company is that they like to name their products after gods, which I find kind of interesting and pretty cool at the same time. And so every time I think of their products, I'm thinking of, God of War 3, where you're killing the gods just to get to like the main guy himself. But overall, they're actually going to be sending me a couple products this upcoming week. In this case, they're going to be sending me a mechanical keyboard. It's actually 2-in-1, so there's a mechanical keyboard and a mouse included in the one package. And they also have a separate mouse as well, which is a little bit more of a customizable mouse. Kind of reminds me of the Rat 6 or Rat 7 mouse that I did about 2 or 3 years ago on the channel. So that should be pretty interesting to check out. And of course, besides that, just trying to find things to kind of help pass the time besides gaming news until the launch of PlayStation VR. And that's pretty much about it. So next up is to share with you guys a lot of the stuff that I currently have pre-ordered, left to pay, and what you guys can look forward to in terms of either game coverages, unboxing videos, and all the typical fun stuff. So right here on this yellow piece of paper, basically what I have written down is stuff that I have pre-ordered and that I still need to finish paying off. There's a lot of items which have already been paid off, which I'll list afterwards. And of course, at the same time, basically how this works is that I'm not trying to brag any kind of way like I'm rich or anything like that, or I'm making bank on YouTube, because I'm certainly not. So basically what I do is that besides YouTube, I also work 2 to 3 other jobs. The reason why I say 2 to 3 is because one of them is kind of an on to off job. So sometimes I'm working with that one, sometimes I'm not, depending on when I'm actually needed for that particular moment. And basically what I do is that every time I get my paychecks come in, which I'm not going to disclose how much I make overall, but basically what I do is that I take 200 of that and I put it to the side. That 200 that I put to the side is basically what I considered as my spending money. So that is what I'm limiting myself to when it comes to those moments. So if there's something else that's going to be coming out, then of course I'll save it to put towards something else. I also have things like the GameStop credit card, which is always useful to have. And of course, I also have another credit card of a variety, which I'm not going to disclose as to where it's from, but things like that also become useful as well, and also to help build up credit as well. So basically, here is what is on the list that I still have to finish paying off, and then I'll get to the other items as well. So the first item on the list is the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, if this was not coming out this year, I would have gotten the Gears of War Xbox One S bundle that is coming out, where you have that cool looking custom Xbox One S model, and of course comes with Gears of War 4 and all the other little collectibles and so forth. I would have went with that, but since Sony did announce the PlayStation 4 Pro to be released this year, that is the one that I'm going to go with. And between PlayStation and Xbox, I play on the PlayStation more than I do on the Xbox, just because based on the type of games that I enjoy, and of course the exclusive titles that I like as well. I mean, there are titles here and there that get released on the Xbox that I enjoy, like for example Recore is a decent title. I mean, it may not be for everyone, but overall I enjoyed my time with that one. Of course, I'm looking for the upcoming Gears of War, whatever future Halo releases come out, and so forth. I'm not really into like the sports racing games and stuff like that, so not too much like on Forza. I think Xbox has Forza. I could be mistaken. I might switch those around. But anyways, overall, I am looking forward to the PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm kind of curious as to how it's going to be. I mean, obviously, the PlayStation 4 Pro is not going to compare to the Xbox One, or in this case, I mean, not the Xbox One, but the Xbox One Scorpio that's supposed to be coming out by the end of 2017. So I can't wait to see what Microsoft does with that console, and hopefully to see what kind of VR support they have. I'm kind of hoping they do a VR support with the HTC Vive. I really doubt it. They're probably going to go with more of the Oculus portion, but again, just looking forward to see what they actually do with that. So anyways, besides the PlayStation 4 Pro, of course, I'm going to have to get a 4K TV with HDR. I actually found one over at Best Buy. It's actually on sale at the moment. I would have gotten it now, but I don't want to get it at the moment because I want to wait until I actually have the system. And it's a Sony brand. It's about a 43-inch that has, again, has 4K with HDR, so it has the HDR10 supported, going for about $650 as the sale price. When it's not on sale, it's about $700 to $750, give or take. So that is the one I am currently eyeballing at the moment. So eventually, when the time comes, I'll also get that as well. So right now, I don't have anything to pay off towards that because, again, I have to pay in full if I'm going to get it. Next up on the list is the game known as Farpoint. Now, Farpoint, when GameStop added it, they actually had two different options. They had either just the game for $60 or the game with the VR gun for about $80. But the weird thing is that I don't think it's the actual release date, because they put the release date like sometime mid next year for 2017. So at the moment, I think that is basically a placeholder, so I'm going to have to wait and see on that one. If it doesn't come out this year, then of course I won't be paying it off this year. I'll be paying it off when it gets closer to time, but at the moment, it's currently marked as a question mark, but I do have it pre-ordered anyways, so I have the minimum $5 down. Next up, which is something that a lot of you would probably hate me for, but again, I mean, not everyone's looking forward to this one, but it is the Call of Duty bundle, the $80 bundle, which comes with COD 4, which again, I don't know why they just don't sell it separately, because if they did, obviously COD 4 will be making all the sales compared to the newest title. Now, in comparisons, in terms of my relations with Call of Duty, here's how it goes. When it comes to Call of Duty games, I like them for its single-player campaign. However, specific titles I enjoy for its online multiplayer, such as World at War and COD 4. And those are pretty much the only two that I enjoy. When it comes to games like Battlefield, for example, which is the main ones I love, the Battlefield campaigns, not so much. The online multiplayer, hell yes, which is why I'm also looking forward to Battlefield 1. So overall, I kind of have a mixture of two things that I can look forward to. But again, the $80 bundle is what I'm going to be going with, and it's supposed to be utilizing some extra features for the PlayStation 4 Pro, so I'm kind of curious as to what they do with that. And of course, the same thing goes with the Rise of the Tomb Raider, that's supposed to take advantage of the PlayStation 4 Pro by giving you about 3 different options. Like the 3 different options, for example, is that you could have either the whole 4K support locked in 30 frames. There's another one where I think it's just higher visuals, 1080p, 30 frames, and then a non-frame, what was that? The frame lock or something like that, where basically it will be in 4K, but at the same time the frame rate or something, actually no, it'll be 1080p, my bad, it'll be 1080p, and the frame rate will be anywhere north of 45 frames per second. So again, I'm kind of curious to see what these are. I mean, I do run a gaming channel, so these are stuff that I want to check out, and of course to bring back to you guys in terms of if it's worth the upgrade or not, so that way you guys don't have to spend your hard-earned money. Next up on the list is digital VR games. The reason why I marked this as digital VR games is because not every PlayStation VR game that gets released is going to have a physical release. So pretty much I want to wait until it gets closer and closer and to figure out what developers may send a review code, and then from there kind of pick and choose what games I want, because eventually I want to try to cover as many PlayStation VR games as possible. However, upon its release, I think what I want to focus on is to get the main games first, the main ones that people are excited for, like Until Dawn, Battlezone, all those other titles, and then maybe from there pick up some of the smaller titles as well. Like, for example, there's a game called Thumper. Actually, I don't think I could count Thumper as a VR game. I mean, it does have VR support, but there's not a lot being involved with the VR besides just, being able to lean a little bit. But again, I haven't really played it in the VR mode. Only played it with, without the VR option. So again, that's just kind of the basic idea, is to get the big titles on launch and to get a couple of the smaller titles, and then as I finish off some of the games and provide you guys reviews for, then I could purchase some other VR games to provide coverage for you guys as well, so that way you guys have an idea what games seem interesting to you, what games that you may want to pick up. That way, again, you don't have to spend your money, I could spend my money, and you can kind of go and based off, my personal opinion of what I've experienced, or based on what you see on screen. Next up, of course, is Battlefield 1. Again, I would like to get the Battlefield 1 Collector's Edition, but with all these other things that I have marked down, I just can't get it at the moment. But, of course, I'm super stoked for Battlefield 1. I mean, I played the living hell out of the beta on both the PlayStation 4 and PC version. Pretty much my goal is that I'm going to pick up the PlayStation 4 version this year, and then maybe in December or early January I'll be picking it up on the PC as well. The reason why I have or do get 2 copies of each Battlefield game is because, one, not all my friends or many of my friends have a decent enough PC to run it on, so therefore I like to get it on console so I could play with them. But at the same time, I also like to play it on PC because just the whole keyboard and mouse control feels much more natural compared to a controller, and that's the reason why. But anyways, there's that one, and that's pretty much it. So basically, to kind of give you a rough draft, is that for the PlayStation 4 Pro, I only have about $40 left to pay on it. Farpoint, $75. Call of Duty, another $75. VR games, again, currently unknown. Battlefield 1, I only have the basic $5 pre-order, so I have to pay the rest, so another $55 right there. And then, of course, the 4K TV with HDR support. Now, besides that, these are the items which I have pre-ordered, and these are 100% paid off. I don't have to pay anything else on these besides when they come out is to go and pick them up. So let me go ahead and bring this here for you guys. So 2 of these items actually get released 2 days from now, even though the unit is not out for me to demonstrate it with, but I will have these to showcase to you guys. And that is the PlayStation VR charge and display stand. And we also have the PlayStation VR travel case as well. So those are already paid off. Again, they come out this Tuesday. As for some other games, we have the Regs Mechanized Combat League, paid off. The Loading Human Chapter 1, I don't know too much about the game, but again, that's paid off. And then, of course, the PlayStation 4 Pro that I mentioned, Farpoint, which I've already mentioned. And, of course, the main highlight out of everything, I should say, even from higher than the Pro, is the PlayStation VR launch bundle. Got that paid off and ready to go as well. And that's basically all the items which I'm going to be picking up, again, from this coming Tuesday all the way to about mid-November. Of course, let us not forget Telltale's Batman Episode 2, also the Destiny Rise of Iron. I'm looking forward to that DLC. The reason why is because out of Destiny, I mean, again, Destiny is not like the super greatest game or anything like that. I mean, it's an alright game. But for me, based on all the characters I've seen thus far, Cade and, of course, the Iron Banner Lord are pretty much my 2 personal favorite characters, and seeing how the last DLC had a lot of Cade action, in a way, was pretty cool. But this one, focusing on the Iron Lords, I'm really looking forward to that one. And of course, gathering new armor for me to, of course, share with you guys. So Destiny armor videos will be back on the channel as well. And I will be providing coverage because I know Destiny Rise of Iron actually does not come out for last generation console users. So if you're on PlayStation 3, you are getting left behind. Same for those of you on the Xbox 360. However, I will record the campaign aspect so you guys could check it out as well. So, you know, you have something to at least watch or something like that. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And what about you guys? What are some of the items of which you're going to be picking up? Are you guys picking up any of the consoles coming out? I mean, I know for the Xbox One S, besides the Gears of War, they got that military green Xbox One console, or the Storm Gray. You know, what games are you guys getting and so forth? Again, let me know in the comment section down below. But if you guys have any questions, I'll see you guys next time.